All right. So, do we have anything to go through, review previous to? I'm hoping that you will have time over the break to work on them.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have a question on, well, they're just, for example, last week, some of these notes, like the D minor,
Huh.
where the pinky finger has to go really far down. I mean, I just can't, my pinky is, I think shorter than average, and I just cannot physically reach down there.
How about if you just put your index finger on the second fret of the G string
Yeah,
and then put your pinky on the fifth fret of the A string?
okay, yeah,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah. Use your index finger on the second fret of the A string.
Of the A,
Sorry, of the G string. Sorry, G string.
uh-huh,
Yeah, so all you really need, I'm gonna put away my two middle fingers so you could see it. So the important thing is just this. Yeah.
uh-huh, yeah.
And then come down, slide down,
Mm,
and then slide down.
mm, yeah.
And now you could use your middle finger, but lift it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the trickier thing I was finding when I was trying to do the plucking and switching around to the different notes to, as they change 3, 2 and move, which fingers to use. But I was
Yeah.
working on
Yeah. So you
work.
constantly have to kind of negotiate, what's more important? Do you want it to sound good? And then you give up the bass line. You give up that really nice, you know. So you could do this. You could do this, like pinch. If you do this, I only want these two pinched, right? So I just bar it and then do this, and I just pinch the G and the C strings.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So then I hear this sound. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And then when I come here, but then I have to change my fingers, if you want to do that. And when I get here, it's okay. I still pinch it. You see? And then here I lose it. Yeah. Does that make sense?
yeah.
But if you want to keep the bass line, then it's harder. Yeah, but it's possible. I see Bruce likes to do these acrobatic barring with his left hand. It's I'm not a feminist, so I'll say things that feminists will hate. I'll say it's a very masculine thing to want to show that you could stretch your
And
hand and do
and
stuff.
I'm sorry, you're not a feminist?
I'm not.
You're not a feminist? So
No.
can we just pay very little money? We'll pay you less money for your class than you've been for.
Well, I never thought of it as
What,
being acrobatic. I just,
what,
I was
I'm
experimenting.
still, wait, I'm in shock over that statement. I haven't heard.
That's no, yeah.
So you're in favor of different rights? Is that what's
No,
going
no,
on?
no,
Are you
no,
in
no.
favor of that?
I guess what I'm trying to say is, I grew up on an air base, and then I went, I studied electrical engineering, and then I worked in banking, so it's all men, and and rather than trying to compete with them, I just asked them to open the door for me, that sort of thing. So that sounds pretty
There's a
controversial.
big difference between that and saying I'm not a feminist.
Oh, right,
So
right. I mean, I'm not into, all this, really, what do you call it? So, no, what I mean to say is I say things that people will think is very, what's the word to say it? Gender, what's the same thing for gender inequality? not racist, but
Sexist?
Maybe you just have
Sexist.
chauvinistic.
sexist. That's it, sexist. That's the word. But sorry about that. Just had to say that because it's like kind of when I took auto shop. It's my hardest class ever in high school. It's just wanting to do all sorts of things, which when I'm among women, we don't do stuff like that. But somehow this is captured
I'm in a bad.
recording.
I don't think you meant to say it the way you said it
I
came
know,
out.
I know. Okay, okay. I'll take it back. Take it back. Okay, I'll cut
He's gonna,
that out.
don't worry, be happy now, don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so the minimum. Were you able to find the path of least resistance that sounds the best for the time in a bottle? Carolyn, you're about to say something.
Well, I had trouble with the rhythm, and that when I was playing it, it just sort of sounded flat because it looked like it was just like quarter notes evenly all throughout, and it lost the rhythm and the character of the song. Could you play it once through to really get a sense? It just seemed sort of like a jumble of notes rather than me being able to hear the melody within the arrangement.
Okay, so I think if you're gonna, or were you talking about the chord melody arrangement, Carolyn? You wanted to do the chord
Yes.
melody rather than sing along?
I wanted to hear it.
Okay.
If you could play it, because I really couldn't hear the melody within all of that blizzard of notes on the page.
Okay. All right, so let's mute everyone. How do I do that? Okay, mute everyone, mute all. Okay, here we go. So I'm not gonna pull up the screen because you have it in front of you. So I'll just the easiest one view. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. Look. Sorry, I'm on this. Let me use my better ukulele. Okay. All right, let me do it again. So do it slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Page turn. And then. There. Is that right? I think I sped up. Okay.
That helped.
That
That
helped.
helped.
Okay. Yeah, so that, did everybody get this bit? Did I explain that one on the second page? Sorry, on the third page, the first ending, the the s- the first and the second ending. Did I explain that last time? I can't remember if I explained that.
Can you, where is that?
So this is, I think this is where it says first ending and second ending.
It's page 3.
Yeah, page 3 at the top, first and second ending.
So I don't think we talked about it. So is it like a quick change of your fingers or something? Or?
Yeah, the H means to hammer. Okay, so let's just do that. Hammer means, so if I pluck on the A string, the open A string, I pluck it, and then afterwards with my left index finger on the first fret, I touch it, and then I release it. So it sounds like this. Pluck, hammer, release. I have to do it fast. So it's a hammer, but then I release it as well. So right hand on the 0, I pluck it, and then I put my left index finger on the first fret, and then I release it. So is that, it'll have that effect if I do it fast, like that. It's really cool. They have it in there. So the way I have it
How
written,
can
yeah.
that, like, your sound, you only pluck it once and then touch it? So it's only, but I'm not making it last as long as yours.
Okay, so pluck it really hard with pluck the open A, and then immediately use your left index finger and press on the first fret and then release it. So it sounds like this. Oops, sorry. So, yeah, do you hear that? So the important thing is when you hammer, your left index finger has to be really strong. Act like a hammer. Literally, attack means I'm not so close to the fret. I really hit it like that. Hit it. So I allow that string to vibrate so my left index finger is not really close to the string.
Yes.
Do you
Anne
see
has
that?
really strong fingers, but I find that with the middle finger, it's easier to do this than with the index. I think each person will be a little different.
Yeah, choose a finger that's the strongest. Okay.
So you're just pressing with that first finger. You're not plucking it all on that first fret. You're pressing down and then plucking on the open string again when
That's
you're.
right. So that's what the H means. So my left finger is acting as a hammer. It hammers down, and then I release it. So when I release it, you hear it resonate. Now in that measure, I also need to have the first fret of the C string pressed. So yeah, so Bruce, that makes sense to use your middle finger on the A string. So I go like this. I pluck these two strings, the C and the A together, and then I press the middle finger and up. So it's like that. So so it's a triplet almost. That's what the first and the second ending are exactly the same, but it's just the words are different. It's a really cool thing. So like this, right? Yeah, I didn't talk about that one.
And what do you do on the, so the first ending is at the end of the first verse, just to spend them with you, and then you do that one, and then the second verse, I would spend them with you, you use the second ending.
That's right.
Correct? Okay.
That's right. So I created those little repeat signs. The first ending, go back to the second line where you see the reverse repeat sign to go to the second verse. That's right. And then you go down, and then you go to the second ending. And this is where we go to, but there it becomes the major. You know, from minor we go to major. So to answer Carolyn's question, you know, if I just follow it exactly as it's written, it might sound kind of flat because it goes, I never seem to be enough. But so if you want to sound like Jim Croce, then you would go, I never seem to. You want to add additional, what do you call? That's why I suggested the plucking accompaniments, you know, like, but it never seems. You know, I just add a whole bunch of notes in there when I'm doing the plucking. Da, da, da. So if I do it slowly, but I never seem, you know, just interject a whole bunch of things. Does that make sense? It's just additional notes. So really what you want to do is you want to hear the melody, but you have all these other fingers. You could just, you know, if you choose like da, da, da. You know, something like that. It just takes practice, and then after a while your fingers will just know what to do. It's just busy with lots of accompanying notes. Yeah.
Okay, you know what I think about this song in terms of this class? This is the kind of thing that we could spend the entire class on. We could do
Yes.
like one line a week. That's how complex it seems to me at this point. It's not like some of the songs, like for example, House of the Rising Sun, where you're just doing an arpeggio over and over and over, and your hand has to get, because it's not, first of all, House of the Rising Sun has just a few chords, and also you're just doing the same arpeggio over and over, whereas this is a lot of different parts. And I could imagine doing one line a week for a little bit of our class and then building up on it. But the whole, it's completely, I don't know, from where I am, I feel it's way over just a matter of practice.
Yeah, Steffi, that's a really good observation. I'm just thinking, Carolyn said in the beginning she was interested in, Carolyn, you're interested in chord melody arrangement, right? So for me, chord melody arrangement.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'm interested in learning how to go from just the playing to actually figuring out how to do the chord melody. So I'm really curious how you decided which notes to put in that arrangement.
Oh, right.
Because
This
not
is
all of the notes of the chord are there.
Yeah. So there are many levels of chord melody. By the way, Steffi, just to let you know, and everyone else, chord melody arrangement I consider the hardest, you know. The easiest is just you hum or sing and just play the chords. Yeah. The next level above just the strum is you have some riffs you have to play, melodic riffs, right? And the next level is to do the riffs and the plucking as accompaniment. Okay, that's where I thought maybe this group would be interested in. You do the initial introduction, and then you pick a pluck pattern, and you don't play the melody at all, but you sing or hum. Okay, that's probably Beth.
That's
If you
what I'm
were,
trying to do. And Carolyn's in the finger picking on Thursday group.
okay.
And that's what I'm trying to do with that Only You,
Oh, right.
choosing chords, which I'm happy to share with members of this group, where I wrote out the notes. And now I'm working on where, and I put the chords in it too. And then the question is, where do I pluck? Where do I pluck and where do I strum? Yeah, really, basically.
Okay, so this is this level, and then if you want to even higher level, and that is where you integrate the melody, the intro, the melody, and the plucking in one chord melody, instrumental version, so you don't even sing. Yeah, but there's many different ways you could do that. What I've written here is just, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, but Carolyn, you were saying it sounds kind of flat. And that's because I need additional notes, like, 16th notes. These are just eighth notes. So the additionals will create a movement because the whole song is about movement, right? It's about the passage of time. It doesn't stop. So you want to feel it moving. Yeah.
What I had to do to really determine what I was hearing on when I was playing just the notes that sounded so flat, it was because that it's 1 and 2 and 3
Right.
and 4, and whereas so I downloaded the sheet music, and it was like, oh, wait a second, there's a dotted quarter note and a 16th
Yeah.
note, and it's like, and that without that it loses all of its character. And so when you were playing it, you were playing all quarter notes or in an even rhythm. You were adding the character of the song. So I can see that, the count and on the page is just a starting point for adding the correct rhythm.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, well, so this will be ongoing progress, ongoing work in progress. All right, no, so, all right, any other questions on the previous one? No? All right, so hopefully we got a little bit. We'll keep working. What about the previous Norwegian wood? No, this is, okay, I'm gonna scale back and go to something much easier. Raindrops keep falling on my head. And by the way, Steffi, thanks for sharing your Only You. Is it finished yet? Is your version finished, or are you still working on it?
Well, yesterday I made a few more additions, but what you pointed out, and this is, for Carolyn and anyone else who's going to look at it, is that I had somehow gone along the E string when I had actually gotten to a place where I could have kept it all up in these few frets, these first 1, 2, 3, 4 frets up here. And so thank you for pointing that out. That's made it better. I'm now getting, and part of the challenge has been to figure out where and how to notate this, because it's, for this instrument, it's not straight notes, like if we were to just take piano chords or something, and it's not straight chords where you just sort of guess at it. So I'm trying to figure out ways of lining it up, but it's coming along, and it's a fascinating exercise.
It's fun, isn't it? Well, I'm hoping everyone would find like a song you like and embellish it, create the melody,
And then
riff.
doing the counter melody was a lot of fun too.
Oh, counter melody, yeah.
Yesterday I played it for Jerry Jalal's class, and Jerry played the bass while I played the top, and it was the first time. Now nobody else could hear it because we only heard his bass, on Zoom, but it was the first time I got to hear the counter melody played against what I had done, simultaneously.
Okay, great.
We haven't played it together yet, but that there are apps, and as lockdown continues, I think one of the next things to learn is how to do one of those apps where we can play, either record over ourselves or
Okay.
play with a person.
I'm going to send you something through the chat file, all right? And this is something I just created for Raindrops, all right?
Okay.
And if you could look at that while we listen to the music.
Nothing
Did
showed up
everybody
again.
get it?
Will you try it again?
Can you see it in chat? Created
No.
Raindrops Keep Falling?
I don't see it. I don't know about the others.
Yeah, it says there's a link and it says for me, it says to download it.
I
This is really weird. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I'm just, maybe it's
I'm
just
wondering
easier
if
if
it's
I.
also just bandwidth, but I have pretty fast bandwidth where I'm sitting.
Let me just email you all then. Send. So what happened to me on the Raindrops Keep Falling on my head is I kind of went overboard. I looked at all the different kinds of song sheets that were available for ukulele and videos. And then I looked at the sheet music for piano and everything, and I thought, wow, there's so many possibilities. How can I bring out the color? Yeah. Bring out the color and make it really interesting for the ukulele. And then this morning, I did the reverse. I thought, you know what? There's no need to be so complicated. The most important thing, and I'm going to share this. Right, clap. There's no need to be so complicated. I'm going off on a complete tangent, and I really don't want that. So I'm going to share this with you right now. We'll do this first before we listen, okay? Before we look at my song sheet, we'll do this first. So where is my sharing? Here. Google Slides. How do I do presentation?
Yeah, I was able to download that on my computer and then open the file from the chat.
Oh, good, good, good. Okay. Now, how do I present this? I haven't used Google presentation in a while, so present. How do I present it? Edit. Okay. Present it.
If you have share screen and that page is up on then you select that screen, that page.
Okay. Do you see it now? Pluck and Strum, number 3?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do the intro riff. This one. Okay? So I've written it out very specifically. And it's down, up. So all the numbers are down, all the ands are up. Okay, so it's 1, and this works on a high G uke specifically. So if you have a low G, you want to switch it to a high G. So it's, and if we were to listen to the video, you'll hear that they actually have something like a ukulele in the very beginning. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. So 1 and, I'll do it slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so you could use your 3 fingers to pluck if you want, for the C, B flat, C. Notice that I'm deliberately not playing the complete chord of the C, and I'm not playing the complete chord of the B flat. Okay.
Okay. And what did you just do? Because when you hit it, and then there was another note in between. So
Yeah. So
play exactly what you just played, please.
okay, before I do that, you want to hear the very top, the highest pitched note is the melody. So you want to hear. Sorry. Okay, so on a ukulele, when I play the C chord, the highest pitched note, if I don't include that third fret on the A string, the highest pitch note is this G. Yeah, so it becomes. That's what I want to hear. So therefore, I will do down, up, down, and then C chord, and then B flat. Okay, so now the reason why the B flat, I don't need that. The reason I made it simpler, so this B flat actually, if I don't play this G, the full B flat, it's actually a G minor 7. I don't need to play this because why? It's doubled, right? The third fret on the G string and the first fret on the A string for high G ukulele is exactly the same. So I just made it simpler, but that means when you play it, you have to do 1 and 2 and 3. It's a swing. It's not 1 and 2 and it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so I could play the whole thing.
Why is the F 3010 and not 2010?
Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Thank you for catching that. It should be 2. Ah, exit. Sorry, it should be 2. You're all getting the hot off the press. Today I thought I would try to do Google Slides, but okay, there you go. All right, present. Okay, that's right. So F, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. So I could also do down, up, down, but I just need to know where to emphasize. So if I want to play the whole C chord, I can do it, but I must remember, try not to play the A string. Same thing, the B flat, I could play the whole B flat chord, and it doesn't matter since this is double. Yeah, so if I play the full chord, it'll sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sorry. Yeah, make sense? So. So if I'm not careful and I do play this C on the third fret of the A string, then listen to how it sounds. Do you hear that? I don't want to hear that. Beth, are you leaning forward to say something? It's very subtle. Sorry, can you unmute?
I was leaning forward, looking at the sheet.
Okay.
That was
Yeah. So I'll do it again and hear the difference between the two, okay? So 1 and so first time I'm going to play the full chord, not bothering, about, making sure I only play this bit and not, not the high. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Versus the other one. Okay, close. Okay, so anyway, that is what it is. So down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. So make this the C accent. It's important to you get that kind of beat. Okay, and then, so let's pick out the melody using high G. Rain, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and raindrops, 3, 2, 3, 4. And this is where it's fun. I haven't finished writing this. You could slide down. So like, You know, that's some of the fun things you could do.
All right,
I
what
don't have it
string
written there.
did you slide that on?
I slide it to the 12th fret.
No, on
So
which string?
on the E string. So that's fun, isn't it? So da da da, that's the last note on the string, and then to slide down there, so da 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 da, I would pluck it again while I'm sliding. Or if I don't
Right,
pluck it,
you have to slide to the 12th fret.
yeah,
And
slide to
then
the 12th fret. So just try different things. You could, so the first one is I pluck the first fret, and then I just slide to the 12th fret and then pluck it again. It's nice to do the, so pluck it hard, and slide it, and then pluck it again when you're on the 12th fret. Or you could pluck it. Anyway, I think you just pluck it once and then slide it and pluck it again. So, all right, there's a lot of fun things with this song. So let's take a look at what I just sent you, which is the raindrops keep falling on my head that I created. Yeah. I reduced it, okay? I reduced it to something that... Does anyone want me to share this, or you're okay? Share it on the screen? No need to share it, okay. All right, so in that case, I'll play the music, okay? I'll stop the recording and play the
And
music.
are you playing the one you just sent us, or the one you sent it about 5 minutes before class, or 10 minutes before class?
No, I'm playing, I'm gonna have you play the one I just sent you.
Okay, then I need a minute. I'll get it from my printer.
Well, you know what?
I
I can show it on
I
the
need the
screen.
I need the larger print.
Oh,
So I'll be right.
oh,
One
okay. It's it's just 2 pages. Okay. Well, while she's doing that, I'll just share this with you. So you see I've reduced it to just very easy chords, all right? Because B flat is a bar chord, and I feel, well, do we really need it? And the introduction was what I just showed you. You see, the G minor 7 is like the B flat chord, but you just don't play, you just don't play the G string, okay? So when you play that, try to remember that. And then it's just a few chords that you need. And then here's, this thing happens again. Which we heard it in the introduction, yeah? So, I mean, you could always make it more fun by doing a bar chord on the B flat and slide down to the C. Because then you can mute it, right? Squeeze and release. Okay, so this is the easier version. And because it's not a bar chord, it resonates. You just hear it ringing. Versus yeah. So Stephanie, I'm talking about here. This happens a lot. This is just like in the very beginning, what I showed you, this bit, the second part of the introduction. You know, the easy way is to play the G minor 7. And the other way is to do B flat, the full B flat chord, and slide down for the full C chord. Okay, for the barred chord, it'll be. By doing the bar chord, you could actually make it really crisp because you have the squeeze and release effect, the muting effect. Right. Okay. All right, so let's listen to the, I'm going to stop share. Everybody got their own copy? Okay, great. I'm going to share the music, and we're going to listen to the music, and we're going to play along, okay? Remembering the down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm just going to show that bit so you could see it. Okay. Oh, gee, I can't do that. Okay. Okay, share it. Stop recording, share screen. It's very fast. I want to share with you this other bit, which is, you have it as well. Let me see. Oh yeah, you're probably asking me, why did I give you so much stuff in the beginning? I kind of went overboard. This is what I sent you. So we just did the intro. So notice I put the B flat here. You could put the C. You could put the full C chord if you want to. And here, this is important. Raindrops keep falling. So many of them, they use the F and then the F major 7 and the F7. Now, if you just play it like this, you won't hear it. So, raindrops keep falling on my head, and just like the guy you actually want to play this F. Now, Kim, you'll object to this because this F is 2, 5, 1, 0. But listen to that. Okay. Do you know why I did that? Where is everyone? Okay. Do you know why I changed that? Because you have this line, this descending line from the F major 7, F7. So if you do this, you don't hear it. But if you play this other F, 2, 5, 1, 0, you'll hear it. Okay, so that gives a really nice sound to it. But it's not necessary because it's all F, you know? There's no need for that. And then here, I also saw other, different ukulele song sheets. Some of them use A minor 7 and D7, and you could use this A minor 7 and this D7. You get different effects. So try and listen to not a bed, nothing seems to fit, the bed, nothing seems to, or versus the second line, bed. Do you hear that? Da, da. That's a descending line. Da, da, instead of da, da, right? And the third row in this green spot, this is a different A minor 7. You hear that too, but you also have this C in here, okay? And finally, the last one is A minor and D. And there's also one more option, which is what I put in the song sheet, which is A minor and D7. So there's so many possibilities depending on what the colors you want to hear. And finally, this one, there's different ways to do this. You could do C7, the normal C7. Or you could do or you could do B flat. You see? That would be bar chord, or or C7. Lots of possibilities. And okay, this one in the red is what I meant. Down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, or down. Okay. And because...
And go back
yeah.
up into the reds, please.
Okay.
Okay. You have B flat, B flat, B flat, and you keep C as the same notes.
It's a third fret.
Maybe, no. Look on it says choose this or next. So you see B flat, B flat, B flat, and C, you have
the same notes as the B flat.
Oh,
There's
you're saying, I see that little 3 there means we go to the next, that fret.
Yeah,
Okay.
you slide down.
Okay, that teeny tiny C. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need to create more space of that.
Oh,
Yeah, so the advantage of this is you could, have that muting effect that's really crisp, which you don't have for the next row. It kind of just rings, instead of...
So
And
what does the 3 mean?
It's a third fret. So you slide the same chord shape down to the third
Oh.
fret. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Does everyone understand why you would want to choose that option now? It's a more complicated option, but you can release, and I release my left hand, I mute it, and it's clean. Down, up, released, up, down, up. Whereas the next one, down, up, I can't mute it unless I mute like this. And also the voicing is different. Do we all know what's meant by voicing? I didn't talk about that, but that is music theory. Voicing means, how it's inverted. The C chord here, the bar chord sounds like this. Okay? Da 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 da. Now, this is also a C chord, but it sounds very different. Do you hear that? It's a different timbre they call it, versus. So when you play it, do you want to go da da da? You want to go up, higher, da da da, or do you want to kind of go down? Da 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 da, da 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 da. Do you hear the difference? So if you're picky about it, you'll hear there is a difference between the two. Okay, because I'm free. And here, because I'm free, this is at the end. I thought you could also do this, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. So that's another possibility, because the F major 7 is on the 5th fret, 5 5 0 0. Free. So do it with a swing. Nothing's worrying me. And when you sing me, that's not the very end, but nothing's worrying me. That S here, this S means slide. I slide, I go from the first fret of the A string. Do you hear that? So, I just thought it's kind of cool to do that. So I would pluck and slide at the same time. Pluck, 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 and slide immediately. So I could hear that fifth fret without plucking it again. Like this. Pluck on the first fret, A string, pluck and slide to the fifth fret, and then pluck again on the third fret. Okay, the last bit is this one.
Okay, wait, and on that one,
Yeah.
if you do it on the E string up to the 10 and down to the 8, then you're all on one string.
Sorry, if you do it on the E string.
Good children eat, right. So if you stay on the E string, and then you don't have to switch strings for that last sound.
Yeah, the problem with going up on so high a fret is it's very, very weak, you know? Yeah.
They're weak anyway.
Yeah, you could do that. That's fun. Yeah, you could do it all on one string if you want, and then use different fingers for the left hand. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so then, and then when it goes da da, and then you start singing. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. And this is where you go da da. You know, that thing comes up. And if you don't want to do that, it's, you see that? It's, so it's open on the C string, and then 1 on the E string, and then you could use the G string if you have high G, like that. Like that. Or like that. It's just kind of cool, yeah? Or you could play the G minor 7. And then finally the da 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 da. Oh yeah, this is where you could slide as a.
Okay, now that's where I changed the numbers.
To the
So,
E string.
I did it. All your O's. So you get, and then on the E string do 3 1,
Okay.
and then 1 1 5 3 0, and again on the E string 3 1.
So why don't you use the 0? Why don't you choose a G string, the open G, instead of?
Because it's using what we already have, what you wrote, and just adding the 3 1 is faster. I'm sure I know there are always alternatives, but saying that our fingers are already there.
Okay. Okay.
And then we're not moving our fingers anywhere.
Right. So if you're on a high G, one of the advantages of high G is that high G string, you know? So because you could use your thumb quickly to get to that high G. So if you could avoid having, to use that. Yeah, so, it just depends. So if you're on the low G, you can't do that. So that's why I had the other option. All right, I think this is it. Is this enough to keep you busy? Yeah. And if you have time, take a look at the other song sheets that are available. Some of the tutorials are pretty cool, but I just love the fact that, you know, at the very, was that an ukulele at the beginning of the recording? I think it's a ukulele, like it's sort of out of tune ukulele. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. And I
I think
chose,
it's time to watch. It's time to watch the movie again.
that's right.
I
Oh, you
like the
got,
fact that Hunt has the two different versions here. You can see I
oh
have my
yes,
fan.
ukulele hunt. Yeah.
That was good because this one with the full tablature looked a little complicated, but when I saw this, they were actually very complementary, and actually this one gives you a little bit more freedom to do the like the F major seventh done that way is a little bit too dissonant for me. I don't really like it.
Yeah.
It's a little, so you can find alternatives if you really want to, but
Yeah.
I
And
like
by the way,
yeah.
coming up is the 50th birthday songs, right? So this came out in 1969, but it was on the charts forever in 1970. So this qualifies as a candidate for our Three-Chord Thursday, the 13th of August, I think. 50th birthday songs. So if you want to perform or share the performance for that, that'll be really cool. Yeah.
These are going to be all the songs that we sang to in the year that I was going to bar and bat mitzvahs every weekend.
Oh, so this brings back memories.
I can see the dress.
All right, so who's gonna volunteer for transcription today? We had Steffi, Bruce. I think you could do less work than both of them did. Just like here's the intro, here's, you know, don't sweat over it. And you also see the transcription in the Zoom. So who wants to do it? Beth,
I'm
Kim, or
wondering,
Caroline?
yeah.
Sorry?
I'm wondering, Anne, if just the transcription in the Zoom is sufficient rather than going to a lot of work to further transcribe, and that it seems, even though it's an awkwardly transcribed, it just seems like paging through that quickly can get you to where
Yeah.
you want to go.
As long as
So
it's still there.
I don't know that we need to do additional work, but rather than doing additional work to transcribe it yet again, I think sort of the crude one that Zoom does is good enough for me.
Okay.
And that, I wouldn't want to choose between taking a practice time and instead of practicing transcribing, I'd just
Okay.
rather use the Zoom one.
I think the proper name is not transcribing. I would call it an index. It's an
Index.
index, a reference index, just to say, okay, they were chatting for 5 minutes, and then at minute 10, there's this thing that I'm really interested in, etc.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's not a transcription. I mean, it's up to you because the Zoom, it gets deleted. So if you want to go back again into the YouTube version, if you could find it quickly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe someone could just like get the Zoom indexing and then copy it into a different document. So that way, when we look at the YouTube, we could be able to access that. That
Yeah,
might be a good compromise between not as much time spent, but being able to save it.
yeah. It's up to you what you feel is useful.
And when you go on the Zoom, there's like a button you press for transcription. I haven't tried doing that yet. So
When you go into Zoom, on the right-hand side, it just shows up if you
Oh,
look
okay.
at the Zoom recording.
okay.
Steph, you're about to say something?
Oh, I was just going to ask Bruce to share the two versions that he had in his hand with our class.
Oh, it's linked from your handout. The
Yeah,
fourth
I
page.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
About
Ukulele Hunt.
but this is
Ukulele
the one that's
heights?
a little bit
Yeah.
simpler, and it's listed as only melody in the hunt, ukulele hunt. And then the other, that's 2 pages.
Yeah.
This one,
That's right.
the tabulature is 3 pages. And some of this uses more chords farther down the neck that are a little bit more difficult. Yeah. So
Yeah.
those are in the middle.
I'm trying to keep my life simple.
Yes, exactly. We like challenges, that's true.
Yeah.
But
Life is hard enough, and I do like challenging myself a little bit at a time. These,
Yeah.
honestly, Anne, I really feel that these could be one line in a class, and I don't mean to slow everyone else down, but I like the song now. Again, I mean, I hadn't heard it in 50 years, but so as we explore each song, I do like it. It's just, I'm not trying to spend 7 hours a day practicing, you know.
Yeah. No.
Cynthia Lynn says 5 minutes a day.
Yeah. Well, I hope you appreciate my simplification that I sent you. Yeah.
I don't think you know the word simplification.
Yeah. All right.
appreciate simplification.
Okay. All right.
We gave it the simple minds. I think that would be an appropriate name for us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for 3-Chord Thursday. All right.
I have a question, and
Yeah.
you might want to stop recording because this is about reflections of a boomer.